video is brought to you by Ammo Squared. It's like a savings account for freedom seeds. It's your one-stop shop to stockpile all the ammo you'll need to compete in an event like you're about to see in this video. Be sure to mark down pseudo when you sign up. This is the after-action report for the 2026 West Texas Run and Gun event at Crude Ranch, way out in the high desert Davis Mountains. This is a 6-mile cross-country biathlon with 8 shooting stages and is the closest thing we have here in Texas to a true mountain biathlon. It is one of my top favorite events that I always look forward to attending year after year, and if you're out of state and trying to figure out which event that you want to attend in Texas, this is one to consider. This is truly a one-of-a-kind experience. The Crude Ranch is a historic late 1800s ranch that's been in continual operation since. We Texans truly are lucky to have an opportunity to get to hike, run, and shoot at a venue like this. It only happens once per year, so don't sit around. Be sure to get in on this event. And while the ticket price might seem steep, you get 3 meals plus a bed in the bunkhouse, or you can upgrade to a private cabin, which is another reason why this is just one of my favorite events. This is the most family-friendly venue that I've ever been to, so bring the crew and make it a mini vacation. The course itself is very rugged, passing through runoff creeks, down dirt roads, and along canyon rims. As is typical for most of the events that I cover on my channel, this is a 2-gun biathlon that follows a carefully marked one-way cross-country course. If there is no resupply, you must carry everything that you think you'll need to complete the 8 stages across the 6-mile course loop. The course path offers up some amazing views that really only available here in West Texas. This is a field event, so competitors will have all the natural elements stacked against them, especially less than ideal shooting positions. Pretty much every stage here has a compromised, unstable shooting position. It's really hard to go prone out this way. There's just too much bush and rocks in the way, and the high angle shooting tends to restrict where exactly you could even get a shot off at. As far as competitions go, this event has very few rules. There are no restrictions on optics or magazine capacities or calibers, at least within reason. I doubt they'll let you run your 50 BMG. There are also no divisions. Everyone competes against everyone else. You basically run what you've got. As far as my equipment goes, I'm still running my standard competition loadout. 7 rifle mags, 8 pistol mags, and my 16-inch BCM carbine with the primary arms 2-10 on top, with a BDC. Yes, a BDC. I do still think that a BDC fits this style of competition best. There are no penalties at this event for missed rounds, and the stages are relatively close range, all inside of 500 yards, with generously sized targets. This is not a PRS event. It's more of what I would label as a field combat carbine event, where initial engagement speed with fast follow-ups and corrections is acceptable. Dust and adjust. Now, yeah, you can bring a rangefinder at this event, and you can laser most of the targets at the stages prior to shooting. But the size of the targets, along with a simple BDC, I think does fit this style of shooting very well. For the rest of my equipment, it's just a backpack with a simple chest rig clipped right in. I don't like a ton of weight on my hips for events like this. Every step here is pretty much slipping and sliding, and there's a bunch of elevation gain, which for that type of environment, I just like to get as much weight as possible off my hip. I do still run a gun belt, but it's just for my pistol and 2 spare mags. My favorite stage at this event is stage 4. In my opinion, it is the perfect example of what a run and gun stage can and should be. Now, it's not to say that the other stages at this event or other events are not good. In fact, no, they're mostly pretty much all great stages in their own right. And what makes stage 4 such a good stage is not entirely just the stage itself, but rather the course leading up to the stage, where it punishes competitors with 400 feet of elevation gain up a slippery path of loose rocks, and as soon as you get to the top, there's stage 4 staring at you. Now, the match director could have made stage 4 just a single position, maybe with a few targets tucked up in the cliffs.
I don't think so, pal! That's not how this works!
No, instead, it's 5 positions, spread out across over 150 yards of movement with multiple targets at each position at medium distances and high angles, all within a 3-minute par time. The match director really cooked when he sketched this one out. I'm usually wheezing by the time I get to that last position. And this is why it's such a good stage. It gut punches everyone with real-world fitness and marksmanship requirements. No, the targets aren't particularly difficult. They are larger sized and they're all within 300 yards. But you still have to contend with your heart rate at absolute peak levels just starting off on this stage. This is a stress shoot at its finest in the natural environment. And this is why I favor this style of shooting sports so much. It's not that the flat range is bad, it's not, but after a certain amount of time, I think there's really diminishing returns to be had running running the same drills or shaving another 1/10 of a second off your draw. If that's where you're at right now, then maybe you should branch out. Yes, it's good to run some drills and to focus solely on shooting fundamental occasionally, but mixing in real physical challenges into your routine will probably realign your priorities, because suddenly your equipment choices are not going to be the key indicator of overall performance. If you've never shot any of your self-defense weaponry with your heart pounding, then you're missing a key indicator of your actual shooting performance. Listen, if your gut prevents you from appendix carrying, then you do not need that competition trigger or that slide porting. That 1/10 of a second better split time, that's not what you need. What you need is to go on a run or a jog, or just hike your way across land like this and feel what it's like to shoot under the pressure of your heart pounding in your ears. None of your well-researched pistol modifications are really going to help you all that much out here. This is a humbling course, even for me. I've been to this venue multiple times. I run and I exercise every day. Compared to the broader American population, I'm extremely fit, but still, I am very humbled at these events. It's a constant reminder that you cannot buy your way into real-world marksmanship or athletic performance. It must be earned daily. Another reason that I favor these events is that they're not a pure athletic challenge. This is not a CrossFit workout with some shooting. You're not doing endless burpees or deadlifts. It is a well-blended balance between marksmanship and fitness. The shooting stages are challenging in their own right. Even if I drove to these stages and was completely fresh, they would still be difficult. And the course path itself, even if I was pared down in just pure PT gear, would still prove to be a challenging trail run or a hike if that's more your speed. You don't necessarily have to run. So with that being said, let's jump right into the course. The path to stage 1 starts off on a dirt road and it cuts across a very large dry riverbed. Now I typically stop running when I encounter just thick, loose rocks or sand. I want to avoid spraining my ankle, especially right off the bat. A whole course with a sprained ankle is pretty rough. Then you kind of continue on a well-graded road to stage 1. Stage 1 course of fire starts off with rifle at 2 trees. Targets here are somewhere between 200 and 350 yards.
Hit! Hit! Thank you.
Very unstable position here at this second tree. I really should have taken a moment to adjust and get locked in a bit better.
Whoa! Hit!
The course of fire dictated that I drop my rifle mag and unload here before moving on. The final position is pistol with some very small targets at some fairly far distances for pistol. 3 of the small targets are actually dancing around in the tree.
Hit!
Those are 2 hits.
Oh, sorry. Give me some. Get the chain. Hit! 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 Thank you, sir.
That was stage 1. Not my strongest performance. Warm-up stage, really. Got hung up a little bit on pistol and rifle. It's just the way it is. Moving on. Took my first casualty, my watch broke. Fell off. Not sure why.
The rest of the path to stage 2 was mostly half on the dirt, and then it kind of ducked off here into the bush. Stage 2 course of fire was all carbine behind 3 different trees, more unstable positions with targets ranging out to somewhere between 200 and 300 yards. Now you couldn't really go prone here either. There's just too much grass in the way and the angle of fire is too steep.
Hit! 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 Over here, over here, over here, over here. Which one are you doing first?
Blue low.
Blue low. Hit! High. High.
Those are rock clips. Hit. The old red one hanging up in the tree. It's hiding in the tree now. See it?
No. How high up?
Halfway up.
Oh, see it, see it, see it.
Then let me hit it. Hit. Yeah, it'll dance around when you hit it.
Yeah. All right, done with stage 2. I'm still having some accuracy issues that are unacceptable, taking a lot of shots. I think it's coming down to cardio though, to be honest. I've been off my game recently, cardio wise, and I'm feeling it. So I'm gonna probably slow my pace down a little bit, hopefully increase my accuracy.
Stage 2 is a great stage. Definitely one of my favorite stages. Lots of movement, great target placement. The path over to stage 3 did eventually cut off of this road and kind of push you back into another dry creek bottom. And then up to the first hill of the course. It's almost a bear crawl here. The camera really doesn't do a great job capturing just how steep this is. And then of course there's lots of loose rock on this hill as well. Stage 3 was a mix of rifle and pistol. Started off on this rock here with barely enough room to even mount the rifle on. Targets are out past 200 yards.
Hit! Hit! Hit!
Right?
Yes, sir. Hit! Hit! Hit!
Drop mag, mag clear. Got it.
Again, dropping the mag and showing clear per the course of fire. And onto some easier pistol targets here to finish off on.
Any order. Hit! 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 Good shooting. 5496. Clear.
Stage 3 was a great course. I'm finally kind of busting the rust off here and getting in the mix, getting in the groove. And then on to the major elevation climb here. You basically start at the lowest point of the course and you go all the way to the highest point of the course. There's a few switchbacks up here with some very loose rocks and some incredible views at this point, going down to the valley and looking out over the Davis Mountains and onto the state park. The sun is really starting to beat down here as well. I also started to notice that my bipod was starting to come loose. Now I do have a small toolkit that I carry with me and I could have stopped and secured it, but I kind of decided to push on. I was really trying to keep the pace here between stages consistent. I did have to stop though for a few seconds to just kind of catch my breath. The thin air was really starting to get to me. And here we are at stage 4. More than 150 yards of movement with 5 different shooting positions. All the targets are kind of tucked away in the base of those rocky cliffs up there. Pretty high angle shooting here as well, but all the targets were within 200 yards.
Hit!
Red.
Yes, sir. Hit! Hit!
Two blue.
Yes, sir. Hit! Hit!
Two white.
Yes, sir. Hit! Hit! Yellow and red rocks here.
To your left a little. Over here, brother. Hit. All right.
The new standing only target is a tiny little alien. Put a screenshot over what it looked like. It's a tough one.
Really a great stage. That last position being offhand and a tiny little alien target is very challenging, even if it is somewhat close. The path to stage 5 follows along the rim of this canyon, treated to some really great views.
Downhill section. Always run the downhill sections. Take your ear pro off, you feel better.
Yeah, I think so.
Those things start to feel like they're suffocating you.
Stage 5 is a single position with some low angle engagement, with targets down in the valley. I had some wind coming through here as well, and that last target is right at around 400-ish yards.
Go, go. Red? Red target. Hit! Hit! Blue target. Straight up. Hit! Hit! White target. Hit! Red target. Hit! Left. Okay.
Quick jog over to stage 6. You start your descent at this point, cutting across the fields, getting a nice breeze here too on the backside of these mountains. Stage 6 starts with a standing engagement at about 100 yards.
Hit!
Mounting up to this rock here, and while it looks pretty stable, I was actually pretty wobbly a bit. And the targets are at like about 250 or 300-ish yards.
Hit! 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 53-28.
Filming stage 6, moving to long range. I'm still missing a lot more than I should be. Not sure why. Feeling unstable. Well,
Stage 6 is a great stage. It's always challenging this side of the mountains though. You're kind of exposed to a lot more wind, and those last targets were at about 400 yards. And yeah, I'm still running XM 193 55 grain at this event. Yes, smooth brain, I know. Stage 7 also starts off with some standing engagements, though you could take a knee here. There was really too much grass though to go prone. Targets here are all inside of 200 yards.
Shooter ready? Ready. Understand the course fire? On your mark. Hit. Hit.
and then targets across the valley out to 550 yards. Now, I did not choose a very good position here. I'm kind of sitting sideways awkwardly, and even my bipod down, I'm not very stable here. I should have taken some time to adjust and find a better fixed position, especially considering I had some wind coming down through that valley, and I definitely should have brought some 77s for this stage. Whoops.
Blue. See a light.
Yeah.
Hit.
That was review, second to last shot.
All right, passed the long range, but just barely. Chose a bad position. Was kind of sprawled out. I'm not sure why I didn't choose a better position. Just take your time. Look at where you're shooting from. Choose wisely.
And then a long path down to the final stage, cutting across country again and getting beat up pretty bad by the sun at this point. I've mentioned this in other videos, but as you can see here, a hooded sun shirt is really the way to go out here. This particular hooded sun shirt is very cheap too, so I don't even care if I beat it up or I rip it on the thorny West Texas vegetation. There's a link in the description if you're interested.
Almost done though. Last stage coming up.
Stage 8 was a bit of a trench run inside of this ravine with rifle targets on the right and then pistol targets down at the end.
Hit! 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 Clear the rifle! Clear! One, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6.
Where we at, boy?
Yeah, one more red one. You gotta come back this way. It's you missed the far left one. Done. Okay, show me clear pistol.
Solid stage to finish off the course and then a longer leg back to the finish line. Cut back across that same dry riverbed as we came across at the start. And then back up onto the road and to the finish. While my shooting started off fairly weak, I did get dialed in after stage 2, and I ran the strongest that I've ever run on this course for an overall combined rank of 5th out of 89, which I think is the best I've ever done at this particular match. This event is one of those rare events here in the Texas run and gun scene that is consistent year over year. So it's a great bar to kind of judge yourself on how you're actually doing over last year's run. It's the same course path and it's pretty much the same shooting stages year over year. So I do look forward to coming back and just seeing how do I feel with another year of training under my belt. It's a really fantastic event and a very unique venue. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And as always, run, lift, and shoot. I'll see you next time.